Oh, hi there. Man, I was just sitting here thinking back to all the things that I've learned in group development and all the good times. Man, let's reminisce. Man, I want to start out with just experiences that have been valuable to me. I think back to all the numerous name games that we played and how getting to know each other in a group is very important so that everybody knows each other and can feel comfortable with each other. And that leads to inclusion. I learned about how including everybody in a game or in an activity or even a lesson can be so important so that they can learn just as much as the person next to them, so they feel involved and they feel special and wanted in that setting. I feel like reflection was also a very important part of what we learned and something that really stuck onto my heart. And I'll talk about this later when I talk about theories, but reflection at the end of an activity or experience is one of the key points to actually learning, and it's something that is important to experiential learning and experiential education, and that's something else that was really kind of hit home for me, and what experiential education is and how to actually convey it and put it into practice in a group setting or with a group of students or learners. And so these are just some things that have really been valuable to me and my time. Man, it's kind of hard to see it in play when you're here in quarantine, but I can just like think back to the times of when our class was together and when we were able to do stuff like the shoe game or floor is lava and just things like that. Many of the things I learned here challenged what I knew and also explained theories and actions that I've been able to see and experience but haven't been able to put words to or actually formulate like why it was happening. One theory, for example, was Tuckman's stages of group development, which are forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. These are ways and stages of a group's development and cohesion that that is practiced when a group is actually formed and starts bonding and goes through just a natural process of getting to know each other and working together. And next, something that really was really special to me when I was learning about experiential education is Joplin's model of experiential education and experiential learning. And this is a cycle, and it shows a cycle of a group or somebody's focus leading to an action, to a challenge, and then ultimately a debrief. And this process of experiential education keeps going over and over and is in a cycle and a constant motion. But all of this is completely surrounded by constant feedback and support, and it's all important to the actual learning and education of for somebody. And don't think I forgot, something that really challenged me was group decision making and finding out the different types of group decision making. When we did the shoe activity, the shoe tower, I really believed in myself that the way I would go about any activity that a critical decision would have to be made would be in a democratic way where everybody got a say and an equal voice in what we did. But the way it played out was my group actually went more of a leader-based and leader choice way of acting and deciding on how we were going to interact with that activity. So it was something that really kind of challenged what I thought that I originally would act upon during a decision-making activity, but it's just something that I learned about myself and learned how I best work in a group. Lastly, what am I going to take away from this class? What am I going to be able to use? And there's so many points from this class that I feel are important to my future career as bringing people together and making them feel included, making everybody feel like they're heard. I believe that experiential education is going to be very instrumental in what I do from now on in my life. I really took just a part of actually what a group is and how it works and the dynamics of it has really just been installed in my life, and that's what I'm going to be able to implement and use in the rest of my life.